Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to each and every one of us. I am very glad that we have yet again another chance to meet for this beautiful session that I've prepared for us, right? Now, for those who don't know me, this is Lera Fred speaking to us, and today I want us to share a very crucial bit which I had wanted to talk about after having spoken with the various German learners, right? Now, before we get to start, kindly ensure that you're liking this video. I realize most of us don't interact with our content. Please go ahead and like this video, share it around also with your friends who are learning the German and want to stay motivated. Number two, I would like you to also share with me today, where are you watching us from? Are you from Kenya? Are you from South Africa? Are you from Germany? Are you from the US? Feel free to share below so that your region is also well represented. Now, today I want us to speak about this point. It is on why most, that is on why most German learners fail the exam, right? I know you've been asking yourself this question. Why is it that out of so many people who do the German classes, there is always a trend that most fail the exam, right? We want to see on these, I'll give us 4 reasons as to why most of the German learners tend to fail the exam. Now, I'm doing this not in a way to discourage you, but in a way to ensure that you get the tips and tricks so that you can use in your forthcoming exams, whether you're going to be doing your B1, your A1, your A2, B2 or C1, whatever kind of level you're doing. I believe that these tips and points we're going to be sharing will enable you improve and even get better scores in your exam that you're preparing to sit, right? So let's go ahead. I'm going to give us 4 reasons as to why most fail the German exams and also how you can override this. Now, number 1 reason which I have gotten to establish is projected fears. That is on projected fears and doubts. What do I mean by this? Now, many, like most of you who are watching this, whenever you're planning to sit an examination, there's a way we tend to, how to call it, to relate on some other people's past experiences and then try to project it to be our own, so that you find somebody who has a good potential of passing. Now, because they've seen somebody else maybe didn't make it, they now presume it to be also their own reality. So you end up projecting somebody else's fears, all right, and doubts to your own perspective, right? So it ends up limiting you. I've come to realize also that fear is a very limiting factor, especially if you're looking to practice your sprechen or maybe your schreiben. I don't know how it works. I don't know how to explain this, but many tend to be so fearful to the point that they even quit before they even try that exam out, right? So how do you remedy this? Stop projecting somebody else's fears into your own experience. It's good that you go ahead and make your own experience. You go and make your own experience instead of projecting somebody else's fears, right? So this is the number 1 reason that I've seen tends to limit us when sitting the German exam. Number 2 is lack of adequate exam preparation. I like telling this story. There's a group some times back that was going to sit English exam, and for us Kenyan, we speak English, right? So this group of nurses, believing that they are native English speakers, what they did, they didn't do any exam revision. They claimed, we are native English speakers. Why should we go and do exam prep? You know what happened? None of them passed the examination. Why am I telling us this? But it doesn't matter whether you are a German native speaker or not. If you are not adequately prepared for the exam, you're going to realize that eventually it will end up limiting how you score, or maybe your ability to pass or not pass. So this lack of being adequately prepared in the exam prep, it tends to limit us drastically. So how do we remedy this? One has to ensure that besides the course that they've studied in the German, whether it's A1, A2, B1, they have to also adequately get good exam preparation. Now, most tend to overlook, I don't need, I can just learn on YouTube, and I'm not trying to throw shades on YouTube or something. Most just get terrible foundation, whether it's A1 or A2, and then when you reach exam preparation, it becomes very difficult for you because the foundation was not very good. You realize that if you have a terrible foundation, cap it on top also with a bad exam preparation, truth be told, it's going to limit how you score. So this exam preparation is also crucial to each and every one of us before you go to sit any level, whether it's A1, A2, whatever kind of level. Adequate exam prep is required. So that is the point number 2 that makes many tend to fail the German examination. All right, now number 3. Let me just check somewhere. Okay, number 3 is being how do you call it? Unstructured. I think I will reach to point number 2. It is being unstructured, whether in the course, the coursework, or the exam prep. Unstructured, so that you find there is no clear topic outline. There is no clear plan of how you're going to execute your studies, whether it's the coursework or the exam prep. So this lack of structure makes you have less commitment, right? Because it is irregular. I could point it also to inconsistency, right? So there is no clear structure, which ends up making you become inconsistent because there is no particular kind of plan, well-laid plan that is to keep you committed all through and through. So becoming unstructured, I've seen it also makes one tend to fail the examination, as the trends show, all right? And then of course, the last reason, number 4, which tends to make us fail the exam is being unmotivated. Now, this is a very big one. Being unmotivated. This one is now internal job. Of course, there is the external job that we tend to do sometimes. But when one is unmotivated, completely unmotivated, I don't care how good or bad the teacher is, the person eventually ends up failing. So this unmotivation is a very limiting factor that one needs to work on even before they begin studying. And that's why you realize that I tend to emphasize all the time. Find out what is your motivation for learning the language. If you cannot answer this question, it tends to limit how you're going to be committed to the learning process. So being unmotivated is one of the reasons many fail, because they do not have an end goal attached to why they're studying. So guys, as you conclude, get to establish what is your motivation, or what is that one thing that is limiting you or making you become unmotivated. Deal with it firstly, even as you proceed to learn it, because until you deal with it, you're going to realize it will continuously affect how you are performing. All right. So guys, these are the 4 reasons that I have established and have seen from the various experiences that tend to limit us as we learn the German language. Kindly get to share with me below which point have I missed out and which one specifically has made you fail the German language. How has your personal experience been? Feel free to share it here, whether it's a good one or a bad one, and then it might be a point that might encourage somebody else also as they proceed in learning the German language. All right. So with those few points, ladies and gentlemen, let me say, das ist alles für heute. Tschüss, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Stay safe.